Is this the best Ozzy album ever? We're going to go ahead and review today Blizzard of Oz by Ozzy Osbourne. So come along and get on the crazy train. So this is actually Ozzy's first solo album after getting kicked out of the band Black Sabbath for being too much of a waste case. How much of a waste case do you have to be to get kicked out of a band like Black Sabbath? That's bad, really bad. So Ozzy's band was originally meant to be called The Blizzard of Oz, not the album name. That was supposed to be the name of the band. Well, the band members were not too thrilled when they found out it came out. Some of them even talked about, hey, I don't want to play backup band for just anybody. I want to be in a band, not just a backup musician. One of the guys talking like that was Randy Rhoads. Two of the band members quit. Randy said he was going to quit too, but the other guys who quit talked him into staying. And actually, Randy did stay for this album and the follow-up album. So who's the personnel on this album? Who cares? As long as we have the two people that are most important, of course, Ozzy Osbourne, and a new young guitarist coming out of the band named Quiet Riot, named Randy Rhoads. Who is Randy Rhoads? Where did this guy come from? Why is he so outstanding? So this guy comes out of nowhere, it seems, but really he's been with the band Quiet Riot. He's also been classically trained, kind of unusual for a metal guitarist. The guy also is one of the pioneers of the double tap method that Eddie Van Halen uses. Some would say that he's much better than Eddie Van Halen, myself included. Well, he's leaving the band Quiet Riot, and one of his buddies told him he should audition for Ozzy Osbourne. He wasn't too sure about it, but he was finally talked into it. The story goes, he shows up at the studio to audition. Ozzy Osbourne's drunk in the control room. Randy starts setting up his rig, runs through a couple practice scales and stuff, and Ozzy in the control room is blown away. And he starts saying some stuff that you can't say on a family-friendly channel like this, and he hires the guy. Tragically, Randy Rhoads dies in a plane crash that should never have happened. It was not only an accident, it was a stupid accident. One of the guys who was driving the tour bus saw an airplane at a stop they were at, got inside it, took the guys for a ride, pretended to buzz the tour bus, and crashed the airplane. There's tons of different versions of this story floating around on the internet. Who knows exactly what happened, but the result was Randy lost his life. For some reason, Ozzy's always been able to surround himself with fantastic guitarists. Before auditioning Randy for the band, Ozzy went ahead and auditioned the guy from Thin Lizzy, Gary Moore, and George Lynch from Dokken and the Lynch Mob. After Randy's death, a guy named Bernie Torme joined the band for I think just 2 or 3 weeks, and he was followed by a guy named Jake E. Lee. Jake E. Lee was the guitarist on Bark at the Moon. The guitarist after Jake E. Lee, in my opinion, is one of the best guitarists of all time. I'm talking about Zakk Wylde. You may know Zakk from the Black Label Society. Zakk actually co-wrote some of Ozzy's most famous and iconic songs. He co-wrote No More Tears, Mama, I'm Coming Home, The Road to Nowhere, and Perry Mason. Ozzy continues to this day with somehow or other attracting these fantastic guitar players. On his latest album, which is called Patient Number 9, some of the great guitarists on this album include Slash, Tom Morello, Jeff Beck, and even Eric Clapton. So, is this album the best Ozzy album ever? It has classic songs like I Don't Know, Suicide Solution, Mr. Crowley, Goodbye to Romance, and one of my favorite songs ever, Crazy Train. So yeah, I would have to say this is probably the best Ozzy album ever. So I would give this album 2 thumbs up. It's a classic album. You've got to own this album. Whether you're a Randy Rhoads fan or an Ozzy fan or just a plain old headbanging fan, you need to buy this album. So that concludes the review for this week. If you like what you saw, go ahead and give me a thumbs up and the like button. Thanks. Have a great day. Whoa.